Welcome back to the Linda Miller Room, our final segment of this edition of the Eagles Sports Coaches Show. We'll talk a little tennis with Kevin Fulton. Kevin, always great to see you. Tell us a little bit about the fall. How's things going?
It's good to see you too again, Jason. Fall's pretty much in full swing now. We just competed not last weekend, the weekend before that, St. Louis. I was very happy with our men's team's performance. We actually won a flight in doubles, was in the final of a singles flight, and with the ball falling one way or another, we would have been in that flight, doubles flight final and won doubles as well.
And I know, you stay busy in the fall. You get a lot of time in practice trying to bring them in, trying to let the players get to know each other.
Absolutely.
Kind of mesh as a team.
Absolutely. Our fall season's a lot like spring football, spring volleyball, or maybe the fall individuals of basketball. We're really just trying to implement our system, what we want done, how we want it done. At the same time, you're really trying to get these kids who, for the most part, have never been on a team sport. They've all been individuals most of their career. How to work together, that it's more important about us and we instead of the I and me.
And, of course, it's I guess part of any coach's philosophy. Kind of have to be a psychologist too, especially in a place in a sport like tennis, golf. You're individual players, but you're playing for a team. So you kind of have to hit that spot in the middle with each kid, and that sometimes probably can be a challenge.
I feel like a psychologist, psychiatrist, father, mother, brother, sister, van driver, coach. Yeah, definitely. And the one thing that I really, really enjoy about the fall and what you're talking about there is you get to know these kids very in depth. My first tournament philosophy has always been I kind of throw them out there. I kind of watch more than I talk, and then we really break it down. We keep player journals. We make these kids break down point by point, match by match, and really get them internalizing and accepting what I would call responsibility for their own results.
I know that you said you went to St. Louis. Coming up this weekend is the U of L Fall Invitational, and you don't play easy schedules even in the fall. I mean, these are some tough tournaments.
Well, the hardest thing is finding some of these events that are close enough. We're actually at two places this weekend. My girls team is at the Redbird Invitational in Bloomington, Illinois, and the guys are at U of L. And we really try to find, we go to U of L simply basically because of proximity, but there's always been a very good variation of teams there. Sometimes you'll get Lander from South Carolina. I may have made a mistake. That may be Florida. But you get Georgia, you get UK, you get IU, you get some of the bigger teams there, and it allows our staff and our kids a measuring stick of where we need to be. And I'm looking very forward to this weekend. I think that we got a couple weeks in our belt of actually hitting some balls. The first week or so, we did a lot of running. We're trying to mix it now. So we should see a little bit better tennis, a little bit better fitness, and hopefully we see continued development, because we talk to these kids in great depth about don't worry about the results. Worry about you putting in what we're trying to get you to do, and the results will come.
Tell us a little bit about what else goes on after you pack it up. I guess the kids work on their grades and try to get stay in conditioning after November, and then you hit it hard.
Hard come January. It's. I think every sport coach goes through this because you're trying to find a fine mix. I've done different things each fall. I've tried practice them together, practice them separate. I've tried running a lot at the beginning, not running a lot at the beginning. Try to run a lot at the end, try not to run a lot at the end to keep them in shape. And yes, you're really trying to get these kids, especially newcomers, the tools to be able to time manage, because, they're coming in, they say they've practiced 6 hours a day, but in reality, it's hard to maintain a 15, 17-hour class schedule. You've got we're in 8 hours a week right now, so you've got an hour of hitting, you've got 3 days a week of weights, you've got 5 hours of study tables. You're really trying to let these kids kind of get their feet wet.
And of course, having the Eagle Center as your home is pretty sweet. The fact that last year they did the locker rooms for you, it's something new for the kids, and kind of rewards them for all their hard work.
Absolutely, and it's a great recruiting tool. It's, I think that they've done a great job here facilities-wise, trying to make sure that all these programs have locker rooms, all these programs have the necessary things it needs to compete, not only on a regional level but a national level. And I think that with the addition of our locker rooms and the tennis room we have up there, it's just really kind of opened up us to different players we weren't able to recruit before, because quite frankly we were telling kids, hey, we don't have a locker for you. You need to take your stuff to and from your room. Now they've got the conveniences of what I call a home.
Let's take a look at the roster a little bit. Tell us a little bit about what you have men-wise.
We've got 4 returning players, 2 seniors, Nathan Martin, who's right here behind us. He's a senior from Louisa, Kentucky. He's done very, very well. I think he was all conference his freshman year, and I felt like he was very close the last 2 years of being all conference again. I look for him to have an outstanding fall and a very, very good spring. He's very committed. He came back 15 pounds lighter. He's just a machine in a weight room, and I think that with his maturity and leadership from being in the past being the other part of the doubles team, he's now the anchor. His experience will definitely pay off. Hugo Almonte, senior co-captain. I can't say enough about Hugo, not only as a tennis player but as a person. He's a veterinary medicine major. He's working on getting into veterinarian school right now, and I don't know how he balances GRE, all of his classwork, and getting to practice on time as he does. But he's had an outstanding career here as well. He's been a very good staple in the doubles lineup. I think last fall he made it to the semis or finals of a couple fall invites. Great kid. Kevin Deligny, I think anybody that's been up to the tennis matches can tell you that we call him 2-bounce. The ball never bounces twice on his court. He's extremely fast, extremely agile. He's been recommitted this summer, came back in great shape. Working hard in the weight room with Coach Williamson and Jason and his staff, and has done a great job in practice so far. David Clifford, junior co-captain, has really stepped up in a leadership role. And, one of the things I wanted out of David over his first 2 years was him to mature on the court. He's always had the skills and the talent, but I think he's lacked a little bit of maturity, and us putting him in this role was a step in his development in that aspect. And he showed it. He's led on by example, him and Hugo, and his tennis has improved. He came out with Deligny and won the Billiken Classic, that 2-flight doubles. We got 2 new kids. One's a transfer, Ji Hyun Hyo from Hawaii Pacific. Ji went out there and absolutely destroyed St. Louis's #1 player, and just a absolute beast on a practice court. And we got a freshie. We got Nick Mercer out of England. Very, very talented. I liked what I saw the first couple of practices. He got hurt in St. Louis, kind of had some tendonitis flare up, and we're slowly bringing him back in. But that's our guys roster. Yeah.
Pretty good
I kept
roster.
talking. I ran out of air.
Quickly, we got about a minute and a half. Let's go over the women's roster. Let's not slide them.
We won't slide them. All right. We got Sandrine Boulet, a freshman from Canada, coming in very young, just turned 17, one of the top 100 players in Canada. We brought in her sidekick, Lisa Pichot-Rousseau. I hope I said that correctly. She's also a freshman from Quebec, ranked in the top 100 in Canada, did a great job at St. Louis. We also have returning Brooke Helms, who I think is 17-6 or 17-7 in her career in the OVC. Yet to make all conference, which I think that's been a shame. And Victoria Cran, who I think led our team last year in wins, and they have been working very hard and really, really enjoying this team right now.
Always great to see you, Kevin. I know
always great to see you, Jason.
Your young people work very hard, and they deserve everything they get.
I appreciate it, man.
All right, Kevin Fulton, tennis coach here at Morehead State University. A reminder, football game coming up on Saturday as the Eagles travel to Des Moines, Iowa to take on Drake University. Kickoff time will be at 2 o'clock. We'll be on the air on the Eagles Sports Network at 1:45. That's going to do it for this edition of the Eagles Sports Coaches Show. I'd like to thank all our guests, Rex Cheney, Jamie Gordon, Matt Ballard, Kevin Fulton, all the staff here at Morehead State University. Back on the radio side, we'd like to thank Ian Corbin turning the dials back at our flagship station, WIVY. Until next week, from the Lynn Miller Room, I'm Jason Blanton. So long, everybody.